Welcome to Good News. So, what have we learned this week? We found out what Adam Bolton looks for in a woman.
A massive honey pot.
Did you see that old woman getting stolen on the telly?
But it's not going to rise anything like as much. It's going to go up about £10 billion over the next 4 years, which is just ahead of inflation.
Where am I going?
Over at BBC Breakfast, I think someone spiked Maureen Lipman's tea.
A thing distinctly hard to say, but a harder thing to do. And we beat it to 2 today. And then will come. Here's the drama. Committed 2 today.
What kind of creep would spike an old lady's tea? Now, if you look closely, I think this guy might be wearing a wig.
There's more or less a consensus among leading...
So, the biggest news this week involved just one word.
Cuts.
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 Cuts. Biggest cuts.
Deepest cuts. Swinging cuts. Vast cuts.
Cuts.
There haven't been cuts this bad since this guy discovered masturbation. The spending review was tricky to understand. If only a BBC presenter could describe George Osborne whilst dry humping a fireplace.
George Osborne's speech about how to make the economy fit again was something of a marathon.
So, exactly how severe were the cuts?
The Chancellor reveals £81 billion worth of spending cuts.
£81 billion! It's all right for the Cabinet, most of them are minted. When the cuts were announced, the Tories were cheering in Parliament, cheering job losses. What do they do at funerals? Bring a vuvuzela. George, shove it up his arse! You got it, Dave! Laughing at cuts. If they're that proud of what they're doing, maybe they should come up with a new slogan.
Conservatives, putting the N into cuts.
We're all in this together. We're all in this. I'm so fed up of them saying that. Besides, they nicked it off Disney in the first place.
Together.
Together.
Together. Everyone. Together. Together. So come on, let's have some fun. We're all in this together. And it shows when we stand hand in hand, make our dreams come true.
So, where has George Osborne been wielding his axe? The police had their budget cut by 20%. It's already affecting their transport. The army training's already gone to shit. With the sport budget cut by 20%, our Olympic medal chances look slim.
Go me
Budget cuts have also hit the BBC. It's really affecting the programmes. Have you seen the latest Doctor Who monster? And finally, even the royal family felt the squeeze.
Philip, it's terrible. They're freezing our money. We're only getting 30 million. We have to sell the corgis.
Don't worry, Liz. I know just the place. If the Queen needs a bit of spare cash, maybe she should try stand-up.
Just move posh spice out the way. Quick impression. Stamp! Who's this guy? Who's this guy? It's Peter Crouch.
Oh, shit, mate!
Save your breath, mate. You needed to blow up your girlfriend. Lay it down.
Let's hope she doesn't get Philip to write her stuff.
And that's why she's got a bone in her nose. Peter Crouch! Who's this guy? Peter Crouch.
I tell you what annoys me most. We're all suffering, and yet bankers who caused the financial meltdown in the first place are still getting massive bonuses. How unfair is that? That's like making this lady head of the RSPCA. Maybe the cuts are necessary, maybe they're not. What is slightly depressing about the whole thing is seeing Nick Clegg alongside Cameron. Remember him before the election? Full of hope, promising he'd keep cuts to a minimum. Now he's Dave's little puppy. We've actually got footage of his soul before and after the election. Here's before. And here's after. What's lovely, I don't know if you can hear at home, but most people go, oh, oh, and there's one man over there going, yeah, ha, ha, ha. So, obviously, the biggest sports news of the past week was Rooney.
Wayne Rooney pulled off a stunning U-turn today and decided he did want to stay at Manchester United after all.
Yeah, because now he's getting 250 grand a week. The local prostitutes are delighted. He was considering going to Man City. How stupid is that? I hadn't heard a sentence that dangerous since JFK went, "It's a lovely day, let's have the roof down." Too soon. Too soon. Apparently he wanted to leave because Man United lack ambition. They're Man United. That's like saying The Apprentice lacks dickheads. Thank God he signed. I was beginning to worry for Alex Ferguson's sanity. At one point, he compared Rooney to a cow.
You see a cow and you think it's a better cow than the one you've got in your own field. It's a fact. Right? And it never really works out that way. It's probably the same cow that not as good as your own cow.
I think you need to lie down. People said no good came with the Rooney saga. I'm not so sure about that. Did you see Ian Holloway talking about him? He compares Rooney to a semi-detached house.
They bought him. They work with him. He belongs to them. You know, you buy a house, you own the deeds, it's paid for. If you're lucky enough to do that, it's yours. What if it's 24 years you had it for, and then it can just toddle off and do what it likes?
It's great. It's like watching one of my pissed uncles, Russ, right? If my house ever walked away from it, if I came home and I found my house in bed with another house, I'd get a bungalow. I'm pretty sure he thought it was wrong.
The game is wrong. The people in charge of the game are wrong. And I'm not calling them names, I'm just telling them they're wrong. FIFA, UEFA, whoever you are, you're wrong.
I love this next bit. He obviously wants to swear, but opts instead for the word person.
Some complete person.
Genius. He's like David Brent.
Some complete person who isn't in the real world, in our realm, said, if you're 24, oh yeah, 24, you can go and be what you like and do what you like. Who is this person?
I don't know, Ian. Ian, I don't know. Hey, probably the saddest football story of the week was this.
Paul the Octopus, who found fame during this year's Football World Cup for correctly predicting the outcomes of games, has died.
I bet he didn't see that coming. His funeral was lovely. Apparently they served him with chips. Thanks, man. I reckon he died from exhaustion. He was the most famous octopus in the world. He'd have got more action than Russell Brand. Imagine that. What's the matter, Paul? Yeah, there's been a right hullabaloo. I was fornicating with a pair of kippers who were going so fast I damn near ripped off my dinkle. Paul had a fascinating life. Did you see what the Iranian president said about him? Paul the Octopus is a symbol of all that is wrong with the Western world. I tell you what, if he thinks that's bad, he's going to lose it when he finds out about this. They've called it what? Some people say Paul died in his sleep, others that he was killed. Killed? What kind of creepy weirdo would kill an octopus? Probably the most ridiculous story of the week was from America. Bakery refuses gay customer. Some bigot won't serve a gay man.
This is what they were after, a multicolored cupcake to celebrate National Coming Out Day next month. But the student who had the order placed at Just Cookies was told no.
Have a look at the reason why he wouldn't serve them.
We're a family-run business, and we have 2 young, impressionable daughters, and we thought maybe it would be best, not to do that.
What a dick. Your daughters are going to start lesing up if they see a gay man eating. I've seen Louis Spence eat a tripod and think, I'll tap that. It's 2010. How can you be homophobic? Especially if you're a baker. Any man who makes a living by pumping cream into buns is in no position to criticise the gay community. All right. It doesn't stop there. Everything in a bakery sounds a bit camp. Fairy cakes, fondant fancies, walnut whips. I've never gone into a baker's and seen a cake called a cinnamon fanny magnet. And I've looked. I think he should just chill out. All they wanted was a rainbow cake. It's not as if they asked for this. I bet there's a horny diabetic sat at home going... Now, some truly amazing animal stories this week. Have you heard about the latest international criminal?
Indian media are reporting that police are holding a pigeon under armed guard after it was caught on an alleged spying mission from Pakistan.
They put a pigeon in prison for spying. I remember the first time I saw Andy. He wasn't like the other prisoners, because he was a pigeon.
Officials have banned anyone from visiting the pigeon, which police say may have been on a special mission of spying.
Why would anyone use a pigeon to spy? Did you find the information? I was going to, but there was a bloke handing out bread, and I love bread. And then I see some chips, and there was a pizza, and I was dragging it across Trafalgar Square. No actual spying as such.
The pigeon had a ring around its foot and a Pakistani phone number and address stamped on its body in red ink.
That doesn't mean he's a spy. Maybe he just went to a party and pulled. Don't lock him up because he got some pigeon pussy. Actually, I doubt they call it pussy, let's be honest. They're terrified of cats. Something like an elephant going up to a lady elephant and going, nice poacher. Don't worry about the pigeon, though. Apparently his bail has been paid after this bloke rocked up claiming that he knew him when he was younger. Moving away from spying, did you hear about Pushkin, the religious cat?
A cat who was given a blessing from Pope Benedict on his visit to Birmingham has started receiving fan mail.
The world has gone insane. People are writing letters to a cat.
Since Pushkin first appeared, he's received correspondence from all over the world, including close to home at Wolverhampton, where Ginger the cat, who lives in a convent there, has written to say, "You were simply magnificent."
Magnificent, darling. I smell a BAFTA.
It wasn't just Ginger. Everyone loves him.
He has had some correspondence from Canada, from a priest who also had a cat called Pushkin.
Ooh, that's nice, isn't it?
This cat sadly died.
Pushkin is clearly a bit of a player.
And it's not the first time Pushkin's had a brush with somebody in a high place. He previously met Princess Michael of Kent.
Yeah, and doesn't he look delighted? Can we have a look at that photo again? That is a terrified cat. He looks like he's going, why is she wearing my brother on her head? Now, here's something you don't hear every day.
Is the UK turning into the UKKK? And are there evil racist babies to blame? More than 250,000 British kids have been accused of racism.
Don't you laugh. Racist babies. That's right. Britain is full of racist babies. Finally, somebody is talking about this. I am so sick and tired of their evil ways. When babies come out of the womb, they're not squinting, they're doing impressions of Chinese people. The other day, I asked a 3-year-old, what do you want to do when you're older? Do you know what he said to me? Kill Lenny Henry. He said he was going to visit every Premier Inn till he found him. Only yesterday, I saw a toddler run into a mosque dressed as Peppa Pig. I saw it. It doesn't end there. When will their vile racism stop? If you could understand what they were saying, you'd be on my side. Obviously, I'm joking. Babies aren't racist. They don't care about colour or creed. All they care about, have you got boobs? Can I ever go on them? They're not racist. They're sexist. Hey, watch out. We have a new enemy.
The war on terror may now involve battling monkeys. The Taliban is training monkeys to shoot and kill American soldiers.
What absolute shit. The last monkey I saw wasn't planning a murder. He was doing something unspeakable to a frog. Here's a tip. If your brother sends you an email that says, monkey rapes frog, don't open it. The clue's in the name. I will never get that image out of my head. I can't even look at Kermit. And there's probably a few of you thinking, oh, I'll Google that later. Don't Google it! Rip the cord out of your computer, run away, don't look at it! It's exactly what I said. It's a monkey, it's a frog, the word right, you know what's going to happen! Trickiest wank I ever had. But I digress. It's a ridiculous story. There are no monkey soldiers. Check out the army's response.
The U.S. military or NATO has not commented on the report.
I'll tell you why they haven't commented, because it's bollocks. Look at that picture. Look at it. That is clearly photoshopped. No monkey holds a gun, let alone in a gangster style. That is a photo they put on the news. You can't make the news scarier by faking pictures. If that's allowed, you could say anything. I could go, I don't know, all monkeys are Nazi and show this. And if I had that power, you'd see me on the news at 10 going, ladies and gentlemen, I can officially announce monkeys hate pop music. Now, this is the part of the show I genuinely don't know anything about. There's going to be a mystery guest who's been in the news, and I have to figure out who that person is. I got it straight away last week. Here's hoping. So, please welcome my mystery guest. Hello, mate.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Can I come on board?
Come on board.
Sweet. Mate. Excellent. Where would you like me? Sweet. I'm Russell. Nice to meet you. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Some people say...
It feels like we're in the bath, doesn't it?
Some people say I'm a sailor.
Why would they say you're a sailor? Probably because you walk...
Because I do a lot of sailing.
OK. I'd say I'm like Parkinson, I'm befuddled. Whereabouts do you sail? Have you sailed around the world?
No.
Okay.
I wish.
Not on the boat, no. I haven't. What's the furthest you've sailed?
On the current boat,
yeah,
the one that I sank last week,
sank a boat
20 or 30 miles, I suppose.
Hang on.
Not too far.
You weren't the reason that submarine crashed. No. Wouldn't that be fantastic? You're like that, and you're like that, other way. So you've crashed many boats? Is that why
Well, you're kind of on the right track here, yes.
Do you hold the record for the most boats crashed?
You're kind of along the right lines, not exactly. Can I give you another clue?
Yeah, I'd love a clue.
The press...
The press?
Have named me...
Have named you?
Captain Calamity.
So they've nicknamed you Captain Calamity, so it would imply that you're the world's worst sailor?
Yeah.
You're the world's worst sailor?
Yeah.
So how do you know that?
Because the press said
really?
so.
Why? What have you done? What's the worst? List some of your Your mistakes?
14 call-outs by the INLI.
So what's the worst or most embarrassing call-out? What's the worst?
Twice in one day.
Twice in one day?
I capsized my boat, turned it upside down. So
I know what capsized means.
Yeah, completely inverted the boat on the morning. And I went out again in the afternoon and did exactly the same thing.
If you're that bad, don't take this the wrong way, but if you're bad, why do you keep coming back to the sea?
Because I love it.
Right.
It's a passion. It puts a big smile on my face.
What, being in the water?
Yeah, sailing. I just love it. I just love it. Being in the water, under the water, through the water, over the water. I love it.
What do the locals think about you?
Well, I would say some think I'm probably a complete dickhead. Some probably think I'm a bit of an anti-hero. Some people just understand that I love to go out sailing and I love to push the limits.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Do you go out with people or just on your own?
Generally on my own.
Right, okay.
Yeah, nobody goes with me.
No, I'm all right, actually.
Okay, mate, thanks, I don't want to go.
So do you often watch films like The Titanic and go, pussies?
Yeah. I did it once.
Looking at sat up in the cinema, what a bunch of dicks. 14 and counting.
Yeah.
But then, have you ever painted a lady naked in a boat? Have you ever painted a lady naked in a boat?
Not yet.
Is anyone here tonight or anyone watching? Let's make your Titanic fantasy come true. That will end up with you dying.
Yeah, unfortunately, it didn't work it.
What, have you got any questions to throw to the world's worst sailor? Like that lady there with your hand up. Go on, madam.
Have you ever thought about doing a sailing course?
I've done...
It's a good question.
I've done quite a lot, actually. Yeah, I'm actually a very good sailor. I'm just... I'm just a bit loco in the ocean. Yes. Would you like to be painted naked on your boat?
And how do you feel about the nickname Captain Calamity?
I'm not bothered.
Nice. What would be your ideal nickname? Maybe we could change it now on telly, because I'll make it happen.
Something simple, if you like.
Something simple?
Yeah. I like to be called Jolly Goodfella, I think.
Jolly Goodfella. What's your real name? I haven't asked.
Glenn Crawley.
Glenn, the Jolly Good Fella, a wonderful sailor. It's a genuine pleasure to meet you,
Thank you, mate.
And happy travelling. I hope I don't see you released. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up to my mystery guest! Now, have you seen the latest police initiative in Manchester?
Greater Manchester Police is one of Britain's biggest police forces, and they've been trying to show the public what they face on a daily basis. So to do that, just for today, they've decided to give Twitter a go on a pretty massive scale. In fact, they've documented every single 999 call they've received.
So I imagine there's been some pretty major crimes.
By late this afternoon, police had dealt with more than 1,500 calls, including one reporting suspicious men carrying a snake in Bolton.
How do you carry a snake suspiciously? Come on, Dave, quickly. This next one's wonderful.
And call 686. Man shouts, "You're gorgeous," to woman.
Help, officer! He's being so complimentary! This has to be my absolute favourite.
Report of man holding baby over bridge. Police immediately attended, and it was a man carrying a dog that doesn't like bridges.
Perhaps the crime story of the week, though, was this from Australia.
Lyndon Langan awoke to find his prized possession gone.
Jeanette, the gnome. Somebody's pinched the gnome.
You heard correctly, an Aussie bloke has had his gnome stolen. This actually made the national news. The best thing, there's a ransom note.
The posted letter included a photo of the gnome's face and wanted them to leave $10,000 under the lid of the bin, saying for every bin day that you do not pay, the gnome will have pieces taken from his body.
Imagine opening the bin. Oh, sweet Jesus, they've cut his rod off. Look how seriously they're taking this story.
Lyndon and Jeanette are baffled by their beloved gnome's disappearance. They say he's a loner and had no known enemies.
He was a good bloke, just sat out the back fishing. So, who Who's taken the gnome? Well, I have a couple of theories. Theory number one, he's been taken by some evil bloke who desperately needs cash. Theory number two, the gnome has kidnapped himself and he's out there somewhere having the time of his life. Or theory number three, he's been taken by some creepy weirdo. This lady is called Selena. She suffers from AIDS and she's agreed to be filmed over 90 days to show the benefits of antiretroviral drugs. The film you're about to see shows the benefits of this treatment in reverse.
It was dark when I found you. I'll build you a house in the oak tree outside, and you can come back whenever you'd like. Don't be frightened, I'll set you up right, 'cause everyone needs somebody sometime. I'll leave the light on so you know I'm at home, and you can come in. You won't be alone. Don't be scared of the night, 'cause I'll fix you up right, 'cause everyone needs somebody sometime. Don't be scared of the night, 'cause I'll fix you up right, 'cause everyone needs somebody sometime.
Now, if you've got a good news story that you think we should know about, log on to our blog and tell us all about it. Hope you enjoyed the show. Good night.
More of that, we've added stand-up in Good News Extra, Saturday night at 9:45. And as Russell said, if you have a good news story to share, go online to his blog at bbc.co.uk/Russell Howard, and if it gets in, you may even see your name in the credits.